Okay. She didn't do the thing. So, you should already know what today is. I don't gotta explain it. I just need you to say it with me. See, for about 5 months, I've been saying it and you haven't. This is a teamwork thing. We gotta say it together from now on. See how it feels? What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing Monday. I hope your Monday is going amazing. And if it isn't, don't trip. Don't let the beginning of your Monday ruin the rest of your Monday. Speaking of such, it feels like your boy is doing a prison bid because we 5 months in a week of doing this thing with rheumatoid arthritis, and boy, I gotta say, it's been on the back side and we've been on the front side. We the picture of the Yu-Gi-Oh card, they the back of it. That's kind of what I mean. No cap though, it's not without its trials and tribulations, especially during the winter time. Rheumatoid arthritis tends to hit you really hard. On top of that, I took a vaccine, so I couldn't take my normal rheumatoid arthritis shot. We've been doing a little bit of bad, but I've been able to counteract it. Now, as you should know, I'm a Cali boy. We'll wear shorts and we won't wear sweaters in the winter, but since I'm in Nevada, we gotta change some things around. I've been making sure to wear long sleeve sweats, obviously extra protection, bigger jackets, stuff like that, and it's actually helped tremendously. I remember back when I was a little Padawan, some of the old heads used to tell me, make sure you take care of your body, you only get one. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Now I'm starting to realize, make sure you take care of your body, you only get one, full circle. So on top of trying to stay insulated like a polar bear, your man's is taking it a step further. I've been getting pedicures, I've been getting manicures, I've been getting massages, I've been doing the whole 9. Seriously, take care of your body. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You only get one. Unless, Cyberpunk 2077 becomes a thing, then I am getting like all cybernetic parts. Now, I know what you're thinking, that may sound a little expensive, and that's for older Cali to worry about. What we're gonna worry about today is those competitive budget decks that are under $75 or around that price. That's right, big dog, the king of budget has your back. Not only will I be showing you the ins and outs of using a competitive $75 deck build, but a lot of the people in my Discord have actually banded together to give you really good starter builds so you can not only play the deck, but build on to your preference. Without further ado, let's jump on in and start talking about how cool these budget decks are. All right, so I bought you here for a very specific reason. Do you subscribe to Tour Guide Mommy? I mean, if your answer is no, you should subscribe to 2 Tour Guide Mommies. I mean, she's pretty high up in our waifu tier list for a reason, as Tour Guide is one of the centerpieces to the Burning Abyss strategy, a deck that is fairly budget, very competitive, and has really good applications against some of the top decks. Let's take, for example, one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, in Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. This card is amazing. Imagine being able to use this to be able to crack a Sword Soul board, but even when they follow up by summoning Sword Soul monsters, you can use Zeus again to be able to wipe those cards and prevent them from making another board. This can be done so easy with Burning Abyss, as not only one of these cards equals a Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. When you use the Zeus effect to detach Dante, you can also recur resources from your graveyard, a Burning Abyss card from your graveyard to your hand, to keep you going inside of the game. And don't mistake Burning Abyss as a slouch when going first. This is a strategy that can make Beatrice Lady of the Eternal, allowing you to send monsters from your deck to the graveyard just by detaching said Dante, so get advantage for getting advantage. Monster like Farfa, the YouTuber of the Burning Abyss, allows you to banish your opponent's important cards before they want to make a critical play with it. Take, for example, if you're going against Tri-Brigade, being able to banish a Tri-Brigade monster before it can activate its effect to summon a Link monster could be huge. One thing that I love about Burning Abyss, as you can see with this particular sample build, is that it is a strategy that can be built on a budget, but it also can get so much better if you decide to invest more resources in it. Burning Abyss is an amazing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Now, I just did a budget deck profile for this particular deck not too long ago. Actually, to be more specific, I did it on Friday, as water control, sharks, Kraken control, whatever you want to call it, is a really good deck. The thing that I love so much about this deck is that it has enough extenders to be able to play through boards that it probably shouldn't have. We're in a Yu-Gi-Oh card game where negations are good, but they don't necessarily destroy the card effect. Cards like Baron de Fleur and Borreload Savage Dragon negate the card effect, still leaving the monster on the side of the field. This means monsters like Buzzsaw Shark's effect will be negated to special summon a fish monster, but you can always follow up with an extender like Silent Sea Nettles and then still make your play. This gives the water control deck the flexibility to still make an Xseed play, potentially into their number 4 Kraken or Divine Arsenal AA Zeus to clear the board, but even on the flip side, when going first, this strategy makes some boards that decks can't really handle. Like I said, some of the most popular cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Negate and not destroy. That's not the case for what water does, as Bahamut Shark making a totally awesome not only negates and destroys the card, it allows you to set the card to your side of the field. So imagine negating your opponent's expensive card only to bring it to your side of the field, and now you get to use it. One thing I love about this strategy is its matchup against Phantom Knight. Even though Phantom Knight is an all-dark deck, meaning that Gozen match really wouldn't work, number 4 Kraken makes all monsters on the field water, meaning that they can't summon another monster to their side of the field if they already control a monster, because the monster in their hand is dark and the monster on their field would be water. Now, this deck was so fun, I decided to make a very budget build just for this video. Under $75 is still very feasible, as this deck still has some of the aspects as the deck profile, which you probably should check out if your budget's a little bit bigger, but still is able to do some really cool things like make Zeus, and of course, totally awesome. Another deck that totally wrecks on our budget is Prank Kids. Prank Kids are an amazing strategy that are genuinely underrated and slept on in this Yu-Gi-Oh meta. Main reason is because Meow Meow Mew has been limited to 1, but that doesn't stop the deck from being able to make its initial play. Prank Kids Battle Butler is an amazing Yu-Gi-Oh card that allows you to clear boards before your opponent can make them, and if you banish Meow Meow Mew in your graveyard, you can essentially clear their entire board twice in 1 turn. Prank Kids are also a strategy that can use There Can Be Only One, really disruptive for some of those mono-type decks like Phantom Knights and Birds in the current meta, and Prank Kids are almost unaffected. As long as Battle Butler and Prank Kids fansies aren't on the field, it'll be alright. Also, when it comes to board breaking, Mystic Mine already sits on the top of the mine when it comes to this strategy, mainly because it doesn't normally summon more than 2 monsters on the field, and when your opponent has plenty, you can always just Mystic Mine negate their board, make your Prank Kids Battle Butler, destroy their board, and then activate your Prank Kids place on top of your Mystic Mine to essentially erase the side effects of Mystic Mine for you. Now, my Discord has the spice when it comes to a good list for Prank Kids. I think that this is a very solid deck for that $75 range, as it has all of the aspects that I just mentioned, and of course, if your budget is a little bigger, you can play hand traps, or even get the ever so sought after Axis Code Talker, which would really help your deck going second. Regardless, Prank Kids is a deck that you should not be kidding around with, as you may wind up to be the prank. The thing that I love about today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that almost any deck can be budget. That includes some of the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! As Tri-Brigade is one of the strongest strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! But still could be played on a budget. Tri-Brigade boasts some of the most powerful cards in its arsenal, being able to link summon Tri-Brigade Charade to your side of the field, which allows you to banish a card on the field non-targeting. This is how you out monsters like Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, because even if they do use the effect of Phoenix Enforcer to destroy Charade, it actually allows you to search a monster from your deck to your hand, so it's almost a lose-lose situation. And also, since Tri-Brigade plays so well with Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast, Lyrilisk have definitely entered the fray. Being able to summon Lyrilisk S in blue, which allows you to bounce monsters special summoned, is just another layer that the Tri-Brigade strategy has up its sleeve to be able to get rid of some of the more important cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Zeus or Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer before they can really gain their abilities. And by gain their abilities, they'll still get their effects, but like, If you play it right, you can get rid of the threat completely. And I have to say, with less Ghost Bell and Moonlit Chill, Tri-Brigade Revolt becomes really busted right now, being able to potentially gain a reinforcement of the army, a Foolish Burial, a Banish, and an additional reinforcement of the army through your Tri-Brigade monster effects. This strategy has never really left the competitive scene. Now, of course, my top dogs in Discord just so happen to provided a budget Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc list that you could modify or use to whatever you want to. The thing that I do like is that it does take the advantages of the Lyrilusc monsters, being able to make Zeus and Essen Blue, while still being able to take advantage of Tri-Brigade Revolt, which will give you a free Shuraig. Personally, I would take the Lyrilusc Fusion monster out for another copy of Shuraig, or potentially just another Tri-Brigade monster, but since it's your deck and it's your money, I'm gonna leave that up to you. And lastly, another strategy that is just outright amazing and incredibly expensive, or I mean, I guess it can be expensive if that's what you want to go, but an incredibly cheap strategy is Virtualworld. Now, Virtualworld is amazing at being able to establish some of the most terrorizing boards. Virtualworld QB Shinshin allows you to banish any monster or any card sent from the field to the graveyard. This can be extremely detrimental to decks like Phantom Knight, but also spreads to almost every single deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. It also can negate some of the toughest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh with Virtualworld Gate Qinglong, allowing you to banish a Virtualworld card, which will fuel some of your more powerful cards like Virtualworld Chuche, destroying a card on your opponent's side of the field. This deck is fairly good. Now, this isn't a deck that sets up a ton of disruptions, but being able to make a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is a pretty good card as it not only negates the monster effect, it can destroy it, and then can go head to head to almost any monster that has a level. On top of that, it can make monsters like Invoked Kaliga, which prevents the opponent from performing multiple actions, and can be destroyed with your Chuche when you want your cards to pop off. Now, my boy Jesse considers himself a Virtualworld connoisseur, and this is a really cheap Virtualworld deck that you can play within that $75 budget. It's extremely fun, it's extremely powerful, and I would love for you to join the Virtualworld community as this deck is fire. Virtualworld is easily one of the top strategies in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and is definitely not a strategy that you should sleep on. Being able to make some of the most powerful boards and being able to play some of the cards that allow you to crack them is a strategy that's just way too good. It only gets more powerful the more Synchro and Exceed monsters are introduced. And that is pretty much all that I have for budget strategies under the $75 mark. If you like the cool shirt, well, you can buy these right now at TheCaliEffect.com. And I also wanted to mention that if you want to catch me on stream, a little bit of non-PG Cali, then I am streaming today, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But also, you can just go ahead and check out these videos if you want to see more amazing content, as I'll catch you on the next one.